Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Coggins with Cindy Coggins Realty Group.
And I'm Michael Copeland with Farmers Insurance at the Hansen Agency. And together we are
C Squared Insights. Today we're going to be interviewing Kindra Strachan with Fair Texas Title. Hi, Kindra. How are you doing this morning?
Hi, Cindy. Hey, Michael. I'm doing great. Glad to be on today.
Very good. Very good. So we're going to dive right in and talk a little bit about what you do. So you work for Fair Texas Title, and can you tell our crowd what title insurance is?
Title insurance, and thank you. Yes, I do work for Fair Texas Title. I work in our North Dallas and our Plano office, and we have about 11 to 12 locations all over Dallas-Fort Worth. Basically, title insurance is a necessary prospect or necessary option for your, it's not even an option in your, when you close on your loan. When you close on a loan with refi or you buy or sell a home, title insurance is where we run the history of the ownership of the property. It basically detects any liens, detects any fraud, detects any errors in heirship. It detects anything that might be in there that's been written on a deed on that home. And it is something that everyone has to go through to clear that deed and clear that title. So basically the reason you have it is so that it insures the home, and it insures not the home, but the actual title on the home from fraud, from unknown heirs, from forgery wills. It also detects any unpaid property taxes or debts that the past owners might incur, and it basically makes sure that you're not liable for those. There's also a loan policy written with the owner's policy, and that covers the mortgage company for the insured the loan value of the home.
Well, that's interesting. I wasn't really sure how all of that went through because, from my understanding, from what you just said, you're basically ensuring the fact that the title is accurate information. Is that correct?
Yes.
So
Very
when
correct.
Sorry. So when we actually are ensuring the fact that our title has the correct information on it, where exactly does your role fall in the closing of my home or Cindy's client's home?
We are basically the third party. So we are the person that is literally coordinating between the real estate agent and between the lender and between the clients themselves. So we are that third party. We're kind of like a third party person who our obligation is to make sure that the loan does get closed. And we bring all the documents together and you close on your home with us. So you either sell your home with us, there'll be the buyer and the seller will come in separately and they will sign all their documents as well as a refi if someone is refining their home. And in the past, 3, 4, 5 years ago, we haven't had as many of those, but the last couple of years with loan rates so low, with the interest rate so low, we have a lot more refis. But basically, we're that third party entity that clears and makes sure that there's no encumbrances or liens on that title. And this title goes way back. It goes back to like some of the homes, you'll see it go all the way back to like the start of Texas, so and up. So it just depends. But it's basically a necessary thing, and there is a big difference between title companies. So there really is.
Very good. What is the difference between different title companies? I know some are strictly title companies and some are even held at a lawyer's office.
Yes, so there are fee offices that it's just a smaller entity, and it's an attorney that has a background in real estate law, and they basically they may have one examiner that's going through and pulling the docs. At a title company such as ourselves with Fair Texas Title, we can go to about 6 different entities to pull the title. So ironically, some of your bigger shops and some of your corporate shops basically they usually only have one title, or as we call plant, pulling all of the title. We actually have capability to go to their plant as well as others to find out all the information we can on that property. So we have a lot of varied areas we can go and look to make sure everything is clear. But one of the biggest differences between title companies is that we basically we feel that our role is to be valuable to our clients, to be valuable to our real estate agents, valuable to our lenders, and valuable to our vendor partners as in insurance and roofers and inspectors, because we feel that we're the ones that can assist you with making sure that you get the information you need, as in farming for clients, farming, getting the word out about the fact that today is a great sell market. Today, if you need to sell your home in Collin County, we have less than 1 month of inventory available. So our goal is to be as valuable as possible so that our realtors and lenders, they continue to close with us. And so the biggest difference in title companies is just if they are effective, efficient, and able to communicate. And that's the thing that we really, really work hard to do, is to communicate from the start of when we get that executed contract till the very finish. And the nice thing about it is I even see everything that's going on, because my role is a sales role. So my role is to bring in the contracts, to work with our vendors, to work with my realtors and lenders. But the nice thing is I see what's going on, and I have a very active role in it. And it's a huge difference. I've worked at other title companies and been a realtor myself in the past, and so I see the difference.
Very good.
Well, that's interesting information, because it sounds to me like, even though I'm not involved in the actual purchase and selling like Cindy and her clients, it sounds to me like title companies can be helping me be successful in my business as well as others. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So what I'm able to do is we have, for our partners, we have a farming app that we're able to utilize. So if you wanted to go and send out postcards or door knock or put something in the mailbox to certain neighborhoods, certain areas of town, we can even draw a circle around just a radius or within a specific square of addresses, and able to pull up a list that's literally a mailing list as well as a Facebook list. And you're able to then, reach out to those individuals. So it's good for both our vendors. Mainly, it's really used for our realtors, our lenders, to go through and try to just be that person in that area. Because we can also look up on this app to determine if there is 1 or 2 agents that own it. And a lot of times there's not. Most of the time, you'll have 5 or 10, 15 different agents that have sold in the last year or two. So no one owns it. And that is really important to a realtor that wants to own their own neighborhood, or an area of town that they've lived in, or an area of town that they know that they can really be effective. We also have realtors or lenders that will want to go after areas that have mainly apartment complexes. And we have another app. We have quite a few different portals we can go to, but one is a supermarket, Sharper Agent. It's a marketing app that's basically dealt with sending out the items. But through that, we're able to determine just a list of mostly apartment dwellers. And so if you want to go after people that, hey, now's the time to buy, now's the time, especially due to interest rates, they want to go after them.
Those are all helpful tools. And Kindra, I know you help me in my business in more ways than one, not just the farming. You actually give us tools if we're doing open houses. You provide tools to the agent to assist in the open houses as well. Michael actually attends a lot of my open houses whenever I'm hosting an open house. We are currently doing that with COVID safety at this moment, so whenever we're having an open house, we're making sure we're in mask and providing all the open house PPE for them. But as far as title, you offer open house kits to the agent. You have other different products that you can assist us with, sheets that show tax rates, school ratings, different things like that are all beneficial. I know we have sellers packets and buyers packets that you help us with. And somebody's relocating, I can call you and say, hey, Kindra, I need a relocation package. And it's delivered to my office just within hours or the next day. We
do. We have an incredible website. fairtexastitle.com. And as an agent or even a vendor, you're able to go on and register. You go through you just register under the fair underneath resources, and you choose me as your title rep, and you're able to basically access anything that's downloadable, be it in PDF form. I have almost all of that in physical form. It depends on your client. If you want someone that you just got to send it out to them via email, you can. Or I have a plethora of marketing materials that I'm able to put together for you. And it's really nice because it makes you as the real estate agent or insurance or anyone look really professional and like you really have it together. Especially we've got like lists of parks and breweries and steakhouses, and we're even like in Cindy, you've noticed that we have every season we do something different for like where to go see the lights, especially this year. You know, it's really important.
Those are the ones that I like, Kindra.
Yeah.
I don't mean to take away from your expertise with the title of the house, but those are the ones I like. Where can I go see a fireworks show? Where can I go to a pumpkin patch? Where's a great light show? Without those, I'd probably have zero social life. So I'm very glad to get those.
And we love it when y'all share them on social media because we love to see that more and more and more people see it. And honestly, it's especially during COVID, it's the biggest thing to basically really help to send people out where they can go do things outdoors and just give them information on just, things fun to do during this season. And that's one thing also. We are very, very cautious and careful about what's happening in our society right now. And we are hosting in-office closings. However, in that certain circumstance, everyone wears their mask. We have sneeze guards within our conference rooms, our closing rooms. Everyone's given hand sanitizers and their own pen that they take with them. We all are and started, when everything began back in March, curbside closing as well as mobile notary closing. So we're very conscientious of everyone's health and safety. But definitely, we've learned a lot the last 9 months, as in how to really get our message out to our vendors and our clients and just the general public. And so we're, constantly changing, but it's been a fun ride with Fair Texas Title is a very solid. We've got a great history. Britt Fair, who's our owner, he came from the Hexter Fair era and then went to First American and now opened our own shop about 5-6 years ago. So it's a good place. Really, really great place.
Very good. Very good. Well, I have a question. I'm going to kind of back up a little as far as helping agents with their business and other things and tools that you have. I know I can call up and you run a seller or buyer's net sheet for us. Talk to us a little bit about what the net sheets do and how that benefits the agents and our clients.
So we have on our Palm Agent, which is something that I have invited many lenders and realtors such as Cindy to. It's our Palm Agent app. And usually I always advise to download it onto your computer. So you also have the version that you can see it and kind of work with it a little bit more. And also on your phone, because then you're able to get something out to someone quick. But it's a seller net sheet or a buyer net sheet. We're also able to go through and pull up a refi net sheet and also a variety of other areas. And what it does is it enables you to give a comparison to a client. Like I had an agent that I ran it for him real quick because I'm in my office every day. So I ran it for him fast, 3 different comparisons sent over, and it was able to seal the deal with the seller because they were worried about selling it for a certain price. However, the deal they had was a cash offer, and it was also without another agent involved. So they only had one agent, and it was a better deal, but she needed to see those specific numbers. We're able to include the taxes and what the proposed taxes for that address, because if you have the address, you plug it in, and it'll pull it up pretty accurately what the taxes should be on that property, because it's accessing MLS. It's also accessing the tax record on it. And so we're able to really help you to win the deal and also show somebody that, okay, you may make $5,000 more if you list your home for this and sell it for this. But if you basically take 6 months to sell, you've literally just lost money.
Yes.
especially if you're going to sell it lower in 6 months. You basically paid 6 months worth of mortgage interest and everything else, and you still could end up selling the home for less. So
Well,
that's where we really try to help you win your deal.
I
Well,
find
and
this
I use
very interesting. I'm sorry, Cindy. I just find this very interesting because as somebody who doesn't deal with titles on an everyday basis, or even monthly basis, like a realtor, I look for companies that are actually very helpful. And that's one of the reasons why I chose the company that I chose to work for. So when I hear something like how you're very helpful with other people and their businesses and trying to strive to make them better, I'm really excited about that and would love to be able to share that word. So I guess my question is how, if I'm buying a house, how do I get in touch with Fair Texas Title? Is it my realtor that helps me? Do I do it on my own? What's the process for finding the right title company for me as a buyer or
Usually
seller?
it's through your realtor, your lender, or usually through your realtor. I even have a lender who, her realtor, she basically tries to gear them towards us, to steer them by saying, hey, that seller doesn't have a title company listed, or that title company listed I don't trust. And that lender knows darn well they want to make sure it closes correctly and gets handled correctly. And so I have a couple that steer them, their realtors, towards us, which is an awesome feeling. But honestly, even as a client, luckily I have a great group of friends that when they go to refi or when they go to buy or sell, they'll turn around and say, hey, um, how do I make sure my realtor, my lender uses y'all? And so that's another thing that I help them with, and it just puts me in touch with someone else. But they literally can find us at fairtexastitle.com. They can find me on my Facebook page, Kindra Strachan. It's actually Kindra Brooke Strachan. Or they can find us on our Facebook pages, which are Fair Texas Title North Dallas or Fair Texas Title Plano. And if you follow on any of that, you'll also be able to receive all the social media posts that we send out. And a lot of times we're sending out, like recently, we just have our fair report. And our fair report includes basically kind of how things have gone the last year, the graph of the buy and sell, as well as county MLS. So county MLS tells you how many, based on how many homes are for sale, how many homes have sold the last month, and also telling you basically how many homes are available in the inventory. And every county is a little different. But even Dallas County, which is broader and a different cell, even for that county, it's low. I mean, it's like below, I'd say below about 500 is 1.5 to 2 months of inventory, and that's low. That's real low. Collin County is extremely low. It's like a one home inventory, so it's kind of crazy.
Well, I
One month.
think that a lot of people, if they're not a professional in the real estate industry, they don't really realize everything that you do that's behind the scenes at the title company. It's not just about getting the title insurance, the title policy, and changing the deed and everything, but you're working with the lenders, you're working with the vendors and all of these. But you also make sure, for instance, HOA docs. If you're in an HOA, you're gathering those HOA docs. You're making sure the lender has got everything together in time to close. And sometimes it's the day of closing and you're pushing those lenders. For us, the realtor and the client, you're making sure all those ducks are lined in a row to provide a successful transaction for everyone. And it's just wonderful. And then, it's just very interesting, all the tools that you have in place for agents and your other vendors as well. I'm just going to kind of summarize what we've heard here today. You offer us farming tools, you offer other tools to help us be successful as agents with our business. And it's just amazing. So my question is for you, for sellers, should they sell now? And what does the market appear to be doing? Because you run those market snapshot reports that you were just telling us about. They are amazing. And I share these on my social media just to kind of educate the public because I think it's important to know what's going on with the economy. So y'all are actually vital to our economy as well.
We are. Thank you. And yes, so basically, if you are considering to sell your home, it's the time to do it. This is not your normal, slow down in December, January, November, December, January, major slowdown. we've slowed down some, but mainly it's probably because we don't have as many homes on the market and our inventory is so low. There are a lot of buyers out there. Our realtors are telling us, I have so many buyers that I just can't find a property. Or when I find a property, it goes. Used to be that a property under 200,000 would go and you'd have 20, offers on it, 30 offers on it. Now it's up to 500,000 where you just don't, in certain counties, not all counties, you just don't have the availability of homes. And then the homes that are taking longer to sell have probably been priced a little bit too high or need a lot more work. And just need a very creative realtor like Cindy who can basically show people the vision on a home that's the right home, but may need a little work. However, so yes, today is the time to sell. With what's happened in COVID, we really do not know how we're going to be affected by the mortgages of all the individuals that went into that deferred their loan, that basically decided that that needed to, that was necessary. We just don't know. Because every mortgage company handles things differently, every single one. Some modified the loan, some added it onto the rear of the loan balance. Some basically said, guess what? In 6 months when it's done, you're going to have a 6-month bill that you got to pay. And then a lot of them from that they'll go through and negotiate with you. However, a lot of people determine that I'm just going to have to sell. So it's the problem there. We feel, but mind you, this is, the market changes and due to unforeseen circumstances, we don't know. So I'm just, this is what we're assuming will probably happen is that in the spring, we'll probably have a lot more for foreclosures, pre-foreclosures, short sales that will be on the market. So that could affect your property value over time. And that could make it a little tougher to sell your home. So it's the time to sell. It is definitely the time to sell. And if you don't know where you want to go, well, many of us in the past have rented for 3 months, 6 months, or built a home while we're finding the right place to go. So there's all kinds of options, but the most important thing is to find the right realtor to help you, which is someone like Cindy. So
thank you.
And I want to say, Michael, I worked for Farmers Insurance about 3 years ago, and you made an excellent choice because the farmer's agent you're with, he takes care of his client. He really does. And the issue is, again, to me, is that it's so important, even for a realtor and a lender, to have a really good insurance company in their back pocket, because they're going to look at that loan to value ratio, and they need an insurance company that's going to explain their policies to their people and explain to them what they're getting and make sure they get, what they need to close on their home.
Well, if you look at it, Kendra, and Michael, this way, we are a team. Mm-hmm. We are actually a team of professionals that make this transaction run more smoothly for our clients.
Cindy, I had a good friend of mine once tell me that the real estate, mortgage, and insurance are all just different cogs that make that wheel run.
That's
Can you
right.
guess who that person was? It was you, Kindra.
Yeah. That's what I thought. And that's kind of how I feel is it's like we're all a cog in the wheel of real estate, and you have to know someone. I have a good friend that just is in the process of purchasing a home, and they need an inspector fast. And she texted me saying, hey, this one inspector can't get out for so many days, and they're quoting me this price. And I sent her 2 others just to give her an idea. And it's like we all need to have these people in our back pocket to be able to refer good people to them, but also to make it work and to be valuable partners to each other. There's, many people will make it a different list as it's your hot list or your important 10 or whatever, but it literally is that you need to have all the little cogs in the wheel of real estate, and title is right there in the middle, because we're the ones that close the deal and make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible.
And we just appreciate everything that you do. And we appreciate you coming on the show today, Kindra. It's been a pleasure. So if our clients or other real estate agents or vendors would like to contact you, what is the best phone number and email to get a hold of you at?
The best phone number is 972-754-3703. And the best email is Kindra, which is Kindra at fairtexastitle.com, all spelled out. So it's Kindra at fairtexastitle.com. And I really appreciate you all having me on. I was excited to be on with you both. Y'all are near and dear to my heart and incredible business partners and
Thank
friends.
you. Thank you. We just love you and appreciate you so much. Well, guys, I'm Cindy Coggins with Cindy Coggins Realty Group, and you can reach me at 469-499-7452.
And I'm Michael Copeland with Farmers Insurance, and you can reach me at 972-727-9705.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.